Hey everyone, welcome back to Apex Predator Gaming. This is Apex and I hope everyone is having an absolutely awesome day. Today we are going to do some more building on Ark Survival Evolved Mobile Edition. Right now I'm going to be showing you how to complete the rest of the castle. We will now be completing the inside portion of the build. So if you want to know how it's done, stick around and I'm going to show you. Okay, so now that we have the outside of our castle completed from the last video, as you can see here, it's time to finish the inside. First thing we are going to do on the inside is build our stable / aviary. To start with that, we're going to place the walls. So we want to start by placing 2 walls away from the front, or rather 2 foundations away from the front, and 2 foundations away from this side wall. So it's going to be right here, and we want that facing towards us. And then we're going to place 12 more walls this way for a total of 13 walls across. After that, we want to place 3 walls on each end. So 3 walls here, and 3 down on the other end. Now that we have the shape of our stable finished, we want to add some height. So starting at either end, we're going to place 3 more walls high all the way around. Okay, with all of these walls placed, now it's time to place some ceilings. The easiest way to do that is going to be to place a ceiling right here in the middle. So let's find that middle. Okay, and then we're going to attach a hatch frame to that, and then add some ladders coming down from there. And now that we're up top, we can fill in the rest of the ceilings up here. Now that we have our ceilings down, which these will be the floor of our aviary, what we want to do next is finish our walls for this top portion. So starting on either end, we'll be placing 2 walls high along both sides and the entire back of the stable. And with these walls placed, now we need to place 1 more wall high to the front 2 walls on each side. So it's going to be like this, the first one and the second one, 1 wall high. And we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Okay, with those, now we're going to add a sloped wall on each side on the back portion. With our walls completed, we are now going to place some greenhouse ceilings. So starting on either side, place your sloped greenhouse ceilings along the back of the stable. Okay, and then we're going to place the greenhouse ceilings along the top 2 rows. Okay, now that our aviary portion of the stable is finished, we can continue on the bottom portion. We will start this by placing some thatch ceilings on the ground to give the stable the appearance of having hay on the ground. So we're going to start on one end and place 18 thatch ceilings across from here. So it'll be 3 across this way, and we're going to do that across 6. Okay, and then we're going to the opposite side and we're going to place 18 more. There will be a 1 foundation gap in between where the thatch ceilings meet, and this is done on purpose, so we're going to leave this alone for now. With our thatch ceilings down, now we will place our dino gates. Sometimes right here I will use wooden dino gates instead of stone, so either one works fine. It's really up to you and whichever you prefer the aesthetic of. So go ahead and grab your gates, and we're going to start at either end and place 3 across. Make sure they're going to be facing the same direction. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing on the opposite end, coming the opposite direction. Okay, there should now be 3 dino gates on each end with a 1 foundation gap in the middle. So let's fill that gap right now. We're going to grab a stone door frame and we're going to place it right here. And you want that to be facing you. And now we're going to place 3 more walls on top of that, all the way up to the ceiling. Okay, we want to complete this entire center section next, so we're going to go inside of the stable here, and we're going to begin by placing 3 walls across, making sure they face you. And then we're going to fill those walls in all the way to the ceiling. Okay, and then we're going to go to the other side and repeat the same process. Okay, with that completed, we now need to add some dividing walls in between each stall of the stable. So we're going to grab our wooden walls and we're going to start at one end of the stable here. Okay, and when placing these walls, you want this to be on the snap that is facing away from you, and then we're going to flip the wall so that now it's facing towards you but is still on the same snap point. And then as you can see, there's a wall on the other side now with the snap point that's facing towards you again. So again, we're going to use the 2 triangles here to flip it to the opposite snap point, so it's now facing away from you. And now as you can see, the outside of the wall is facing into each stall, and we're going to do that with these 2 as well. Okay, now that as you can see, the walls are facing into each stall that look exactly the same. And so we're going to complete this the rest of the way across our stable. Okay, now that we have those placed, the stable is basically complete. The only thing we have left to do is to place a hatch up here. And then to place a door down here. And we're all finished. We now have a nice small stable inside of our castle to keep some dinos warm and cozy. Alright, with the stable completed, it's now time to build our hatchery. We're going to start by placing the walls. So the first wall is going to go right here. It's going to go 2 away from that front wall and 1 away from the gate here. So it's going to be right there, and it's going to be facing us. We'll place that right here. Then we will place 5 walls down this way. Okay, and now 4 walls along this side. And from here, we're going to place 1 wall and then our stone door frame here. And we're going to follow that with 3 more walls. And finally, come around this side and we're going to place 1 last stone wall. With the bottom row completed now, we will add some height. So we're going to start by adding 3 additional walls along this side with 5 walls here. as well as along this back section with 4 walls. Okay, now on this wall for the first 3 here, or the first 2 rather, we only need to place 1 wall on top of each. And then from here we can finish by adding 3 more walls to these 3. And finally, around the front, on these 2 walls, we can add 3 additional walls high. Next, we're going to add a stone dino gate, and we're going to place that right here in between these 2 front walls. And now let's add some ceilings across the entire 4x5 foundation structure. Now we will add some ceilings to the balcony section. So we're going to begin by placing 9 ceilings here. So 3 across and 3 rows. Once we have those down, we will place a metal fence foundation right here. So we're going to go not here, even with the ceiling, we're going to go 1 foundation out from there and place that here. And then we're going to leave a gap of 1 foundation and place another one right here. And now after that, we're going to place 4 pillars on the outside of each of those. And finish that off by placing our final 3 ceilings. Okay, and now we go inside and we're going to place 2 ladders right here. And here we're going to place 2 walls high along the entire perimeter of this upper section. And we're going to finish this off by filling in the 12 ceilings here. Okay, with the inside finished, now we're going to complete the roof. So what we're going to do is actually start by placing 2 ladders right here on the outside of this pillar. And again, you can use any type of ladders you want, but for this part, I prefer to use the rope ladders. And we're going to start by placing 2 walls over here on top of the dino gate. And we're going to follow that by our sloped stone walls. And we're going to mirror this on the opposite end of the build. And then we're going to go to the end of the balcony and we're going to place 1 wall right here in the center, followed by sloped stone walls on either side. And now we're going to place our sloped wood ceilings. Okay, we're going to start by placing 4 along this side, and then 4 on this opposite side. And from here, we're going to go to this opposite side here and place 5 of our sloped walls across here. Okay, so this next part is going to be slightly tricky as these sloped ceilings need to be placed in a certain order for them to be able to clip into each other properly. So the first thing we're going to do is place 1 sloped wood ceiling right here. And that will allow us to flip this other one and place it right here. And next we're going to go over here and place 3 of our sloped ceilings here. And then we can place our final one right there. And the last thing we have to do here is to fill in the top with regular wood ceilings. So we can just jump up here and we're going to fill in our ceiling. And there we go. That's the hatchery all completed. What we can do from here is go ahead and place our doorways and our dino gates. With the stables and the hatchery done, we're going to finish off this build by constructing our living quarters / garden with storage room. For this, we're going to start again by placing the walls. But first we're going to place a door frame. So we're going to go to this pillar of our hatchery here, and we're going to go 2 foundations away from that and place our door frame right here facing towards us. Just like that. And then we're going to place 1 wall on this side and 2 walls on this side. And now we're going to place 4 walls along this side, 4 walls along the back, and finally 4 walls along this side. Okay, next we're going to add 1 additional wall high all the way around. Let's fill in the ceiling now. We're going to start by placing the first 3 rows here, 4 across. And on this final row, we only want to place these 2 ceilings here. And for a way up to the top on this one, we will actually be using a stone staircase right here. So make sure you get your snap right. You're going to rotate your stairs so that the front's facing you and it rotates up to the top. Once we're up top, we're going to continue extending the ceiling out this way. I'm going to place 3 ceilings out, 4 across. And now we're going to hop down and we're going to place a fence foundation right here. So again, we go 1 foundation out from our ceilings and place that there. And then we have a gap of 2 foundations here, and we're going to place our last fence foundation here. And just as in the hatchery, we're going to place 4 pillars high on the outside of each of these foundations. And then finish off our ceiling right here. From here, we're going to build our greenhouse now. So we're going to go back up top here, and starting along this back wall, we're going to place 2 greenhouse walls high all the way across. And for these middle 2 walls here, we're going to place a 3rd wall. And then on either side of this, we're going to place our sloped greenhouse walls. And now we're going to come into the middle of the floor here, and we're going to place a greenhouse door frame here. And now we're going to finish this wall by mirroring that back wall. With that done, now we're going to fill in our greenhouse walls on both sides here. And we're going to follow that by filling in our sloped greenhouse ceilings on both sides. And finally fill in the middle with our greenhouse ceilings. And now we're going to finish up our storage area. So starting on this front wall here, we're going to place 2 rows of stone walls. And just as with the greenhouse, we're going to place 2 stone walls here in the middle, followed by our sloped stone walls. And then we're going to fill in 2 rows of stone walls on both sides. Now we're going to fill in our sloped wooden ceilings on both sides. and fill in the middle here with our wooden ceilings. And the last thing we want to do up here is enclose our staircase. So we're going to place 3 walls right here, and I like to flip them. And 3 more walls right here, and I also flip those. And that's it. The living quarters and the garden are finished, meaning the castle is now complete. So if you have placed all of the structures that I did, you should now have around 130 structures you can place for decor and workbenches and things before you hit the 2,500 structure limit for the area. That's it everyone, that's how to build the castle. I really hope you all enjoyed this build, and if so, please do consider leaving a thumbs up down below. Perhaps even subscribe and hit the bell icon to turn on those notifications if you might want to see more. I do truly appreciate every form of support from all of you guys. Do you have any build ideas for me? Do you want to know how to build a specific structure? If so, leave me a comment down below and I will work to get it into my list. My Discord server is also now open to the public if anyone is interested in joining that. The link is going to be down below, and my other social media will also be down there. And I'm going to be uploading new videos every Tuesday and Friday, so make sure you look out for those. This has been Apex Predator Gaming, and I hope to see you all next time. Apex out.